My top 7 men's fragrances of the week. Awesome for tuning in. On day 1, I wanted a super light and fresh fragrance that's pleasant to wear and that's not too strong and is from a well-reputable brand. And what else can that be than a Dior fragrance? Dior, awesome fragrance house, and I picked the Dior Homme Cologne. You can see here the Dior Homme Cologne in this white bottle. This is a very fresh, crisp, clear, easy, light-to-weight fragrance. Very easy to like, very likable, uncomplicated. You can throw this on every time, and every time I throw it on, it puts a smile on my face. However, there's one small downside, and that is, in my opinion, the longevity. Especially, I mean, the top note goes away a little bit, and it's not super long lasting. But guys, honestly, I don't mind it because I love it so much that sometimes you trade-off you have to make with fragrances. This is very nice, and I totally recommend you to check out the Dior Homme Cologne. Then on day number 2, I wanted something that's a little bit richer and long lasting, and I still had a gift set right here from a well-known fragrance brand, very nice, posh, well-known fragrance brand. And can you guess which brand it is? Of course, it's a Hermes brand. And when it comes to Hermes, people always say like they like the Terre de Hermes. I was trying this Terre de Hermes once, but I didn't really come around to it. But that sometimes happens with fragrances. You try fragrances and it's not like completely evident, is this something I'm gonna like? Is this something I'm maybe gonna dislike? And I give it another try, a few tries, and I'm worried again, and I have to say it's surprisingly good. So this was really for me a scent DNA that was not like immediately evident, but Terre de Hermes here in this nice gift set. It's a good sample size, good to try this out, and I'm glad I gave it another shot. Day number 2, Terre de Hermes. Then on day number 3, the temperatures started to increase even further, and I wanted something that's really bulletproof summer scent for spring and summer. And I picked a Versace fragrance because I wore it several times before, and it also has really good reviews. This is the Versace Pour Homme, and this is a surprisingly long-lasting, nice and affordable scent if you consider the package. And yeah, I mean, on cooler days, it feels even fresher, and I feel on warmer days, there are some other aspects that come out of the base. Maybe on warmer days, it feels a little bit richer, a little bit sweeter. So I really felt, depending on the seasons and the temperature I wear this, the fragrance slightly starts to change its character, which actually I think is a great feature. It is a little bit synthetic in my opinion, so it doesn't smell overly natural, but I think this is actually a plus point because it's such a pleasant DNA. I always got like good reactions with this. People seem to like it. It seems to be a universally liked scent DNA with a lot of people. So that goes to show why this also sells very good. Day number 3, the Versace Pour Homme. And strangely, since the weather always seems to be shifting around a little bit here in Germany, on day number 4, the temperatures went down a little bit, and I wanted to try again a oud fragrance since I like oud fragrances a lot. And I picked a niche oud fragrance from an independent perfumer, and I picked the Terence Hughes oud. The Terence Hughes oud. Small disclaimer, it is really a little bit special. Oud fragrances in general smell a little bit different. This is a very richly formulated fragrance, so I wore this and it worked excellently well because, of course, the temperatures had cooled down a little bit. So I would caution you, this is not like, in my opinion, a hot weather fragrance. But yeah, Terence Hughes makes nice oud fragrances, like he says on his channel. He loves oud very much, so he really handpicks which oud he wants to use. He makes sure it's like authentic oud, and yeah, you just smell there was some love and dedication put into that fragrance, and I think that carries through to the wearing experience. But like with all niche fragrances, be a little bit careful. Sometimes the tastes are different. It definitely smells nothing like Tom Ford oud would, but it's still very nice because it's a fragrance with character, nice for days when the temperatures cool down a little bit, and also really nice for fall and winter time. Terence Hughes oud on day number 4. Then day number 5, I went a little bit more with a mainstream designer, As you may have seen in some of the recent videos that I made, I really was a fan, or I am a big fan of the YSL YO Fresh. Surprisingly, although this seemed to be a controversial fragrance, so I wanted to try another YSL fragrance that I heard about, but I have not tried before. And I tried the YSL Y Eau de Toilette, the YSL Y Eau de Toilette on day number 5. However, I have to say I'm not completely sold on the Eau de Toilette version. I'm not completely sold on the Eau de Toilette version. Although I think a lot of people will say this is a nice fragrance, I strangely like the YSL YO Fresh, the white one, much better. But it was the first wearing, so I'm gonna give it a few more tries. But so far, I would probably next time pass on this. This was a blind purchase. So moving on to day number 6, I again wanted something safe where I knew, okay, this is gonna work for me. And there's one very well-known, very popular luxury fragrance brand that has exactly what I need, a workhorse men's fragrance that's very nice and posh. And how can it be different? I picked, you can already see it, the Bleu de Chanel, but I picked the Parfum version. Guys, there are different versions. I encourage you to try the different versions, the Eau de Toilette, the Eau de Parfum, or here the richest one, the Parfum version. And why did I pick the Parfum version? Because it has like a little bit of sandalwood in the base, not overly much, but it gives you this nice blend. It has like this blue character, it has this freshness, but it has like this little bit woody, sandalwoodiness in the base. That's how I like to describe it. That's how I perceive it. Guys, I really encourage you to check out, if you don't own a Bleu de Chanel, I think a Bleu de Chanel just belongs in every fragrance lover's collection. Day number 6, Bleu de Chanel Parfum. And then lastly, on day number 7, there was a viewer's request on one of my videos recently. How do you think about Parfums de Marly Greenly? And I got my sample of Parfums de Marly Greenly, and I did wear the Parfums de Marly Greenly. And I have to say, yes, it's an okay fragrance. Yes, it's a nice fragrance. As you can see here, maybe you have noticed this fragrance, to my knowledge, uses the Cashmeran. I can show you here in the description below, Cashmeran. Sometimes there are different versions of the molecules. I'm just picked one randomly. But I have to say, Parfums de Marly Greenly, not my favorite of the house. I probably will not buy a bottle. So I don't think, for me personally, that this is at the current moment bottle worthy. I already own the Parfums de Marly Sedley, the blue Parfums de Marly fresh fragrance, the Sedley. That was very nice. I like the Hivernal Neo and the Bergamot top fraction there. But in general, I would say Parfums de Marly is more of better to have like the richer fragrances like the Leighton or the Leighton Exclusive or the Carlisle. These richer fragrances, I think that's where the Parfums de Marly strong point is. However, it is nice to note that these fragrances, in general, they always use these different compounds. Sometimes they have like these proprietary molecules that they buy from companies. I think, I can show you here in the bottom, the Hivernal Neo, that was from the blue Parfums de Marly. That's a different compound. Or what was also new was very interesting was from the Armani. Armani also released a blue Armani fragrance. And I think that Armani fragrance used a compound called Aquazone, which I can also show you here. So you see there's a lot of going on with these molecules. If the fragrance companies can, they try to differentiate their product by using certain naturals or certain unique compounds in there to give it a little bit of an edge. Here with the Cashmeran, it's not, at least yet, growing on me. So, but who knows, maybe at some point in the future. Guys, what was the favorite of the week? Really tough to say. I think the fragrances for the most part are all very great on warm days. Or if I just want something simple, I think I would reach for the Dior. Even though it's not that long lasting, I really love it a lot. It's very nice and uplifting. And sometimes you don't want to have like this monster fragrance, beast mode, that lasts the whole day. This is like something nice and refreshing. you leave the house and you have a smile on your face because you wear a nice fragrance. However, on cooler days where the temperature goes down, I would probably gravitate towards something richer, and probably I would gravitate again towards the Terence Hughes Oud because I love oud fragrances. This is a very interesting oud fragrance, but again, it only works on cooler days. And to be quite honest, as long as you keep a little bit in mind this concept, on warmer days, I like to wear something lighter. On cooler days, I like to wear something richer. Then try this out if you like, and I would guess that you're probably gonna do the same because that's what works for most people very well. Awesome. What other content do you want to see? Do you want to see more about fragrance ingredients, molecules? Do you want to see other specific fragrances? Let me know in the comments below. Awesome, you're here. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Excellent. And if you're interested in mass appealing marine fragrances, but that have still a creative and unique touch, then maybe check out the Bulgari Aqua Atlantique. My first Bulgari fragrance I actually bought, and interestingly nice to wear during spring and summertime. And I have introduced this to you on my channel page as well. A lot of people have already subscribed. If you want, you can subscribe right now as well if you haven't already done so. I see you next video.